Hello, welcome to Gardening with the DIY Blind Guy. I'm Richard, the DIY Blind Guy. Today we're just going to cover how I plant potatoes in containers. This is my first year. We're going to do our second crop. We're going to do red Lesotas. We've got 6 pots to do today. Already got the soil all mixed up and everything. Didn't plan on it, but my potatoes here are actually all chitted up. You don't have to do chitting, which is essentially what they mean is just sprouting. But, life is life. So what we want to do is we kind of want to get about this deep in the pots, about 4 to 6 inches down. I'm going to be doing 2 in each pot, and we'll show this up in the front one too for you. I don't feel like it, but it's probably much easier to just fill the pot halfway than put the potato in there. But I needed to mix a lot of dirt. If you want to know more about growing potatoes, stay tuned for my series on growing potatoes at home. I'll get a little bit more specific on, choosing out the potato types and everything else. I'm going to do about 2 potatoes in each container. My Yukon Golds that I've got going, I started with 3 in each container. It's just one of those tasks that we got to get done despite the heat wave. I'll keep these potatoes in the shade while they work on sprouting. That'll help with things a little bit better. Getting some wonderful sprouts on these potatoes here. I got the close-up one here. We can give you a better look here. And I just want to make sure most of the sprouts are up. They'll find their way. Don't worry about that. But we should do our best to get most of the sprouts pointing up. Nice thing about this is, since I didn't do it the way that most people do here, and fill it halfway, since I'm trying to dig a hole and shove these things down in there, the potatoes will end up actually at different levels from each other. That actually will help give a little bit more room for the potatoes to set underneath the ground, because the types of potatoes I'm growing are known as determinate potatoes, and they like to put out right along where you plant the potato, all their other potatoes. Just experiment. I know it's disappointing when you don't get a crop. I'm always going to tell you to keep trying. I'm a little bit inland in Central California, about 30 miles from the ocean. Now, these are 10-gallon fabric pots, and the red Lesotas can actually get to, here's a seed potato that I sliced in half here. They can get pretty big. I want to try to give these guys some room so that we can try to get potatoes, and a lot of them. Typically, they say that you should be getting, between 5 to 10 times the amount of weight that you plant. These are 5 pounds of Lesota Reds. I can expect to hopefully get, my first time, between 25 and, possibly 50 pounds. Yeah, we'll see, won't we? I've left a little bit of room here down in the pots because I noticed my Yukon Gold started pushing up the soil a bit, and a couple of potatoes poked through. So I had to mulch across the top of those. This time I left room for that in these containers so that if this becomes the case, we can add mulch and stuff on the top, because we really don't want to get green potatoes. You really can't eat them once they go green. The best that they'll get turned into is seed potatoes. So I got a couple of Yukon Gold out there that got a little green, it looked like. Got them mulched over. And when we pull them, we'll probably, I'll get another crop going. I'm going to risk it. You know, they should be done hopefully in another couple weeks. So you'll be able to see that. Now, in the last one, just so I can see for this variety, the difference in doing so, the very last container, I'm going to plant 3 potatoes in it. We'll see how much it affects the size, and we'll see how much it affects how many potatoes we get in a 10-gallon pot. This will help us determine whether or not we like bigger potatoes or if we like them slightly on the smaller side. These potatoes should be done about between October 15th and November 15th is what I'm estimating on when these should be done. That'll be pushing into our first frost date. So there's a really, really good possibility that you're going to see me doing a video and hiking these things up onto a wagon and dragging them in the shelter for the night. But that's the fun of gardening. You never know what's going to happen. Let's go ahead and let's get the last potato in here because I'm going to have these up in our front yard underneath a big shade tree. So I want to get them out there before it gets too hot here. These things really actually chitted up really well. I really could slice these things up and do more potatoes. This is my first year doing potatoes. And, you know, if you're doing them for the first time, you know, we don't want to scare you away and have you not do something like this. So I'm just going to do, you know, common thing. Should I break off these extra sprouts? You know, a lot of people say yes. A lot of people say no. A lot of people say it don't matter. Well, you know what? We're going to see what happens. That's the joy of gardening, you know. For my area, it may be better to leave them all on. It could be being stupid and I should be breaking them all off. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Okay, that's our 6 containers. We've got 4 cut potatoes left. For our last container, I wanted to show you that, you know, you can plant in anything. If you've got, well, in my case here, a nice larger Walmart box here, I'm going to show you planting. Looks like my counting is not so good. We have 5 potato wedges left here, and I'm going to plant all 5 of these in here. This is just a Walmart box. I've filled it with my soil. We will keep this one in the backyard. We don't want our neighbors getting upset about us growing a box of potatoes in the front yard. The fabric pots are fine, you know, they just look like plants in the front yard. So let me go ahead and show you here my technique. I'm going to kind of put my hand down the box because I don't want to go more than, you know, right around halfway. This just right above the wrist is about kind of where I want to get down into in this box. I want to get a nice potato with sprouts in it there in the center. To give you an idea, this is what we're going to do with the potato wedges here. So as you can see, we already put our center one in. And we're going to put these ones in here roughly around these spots here. 1 box of potatoes. We'll save our egg crate. These really come in handy for chitting potatoes. Well, it looks like we're done with our potatoes today. I want to thank you for joining me. I'm going to get these things moved out to the garden out there, or out to my front yard, I should say. Get them watered in, and if this is the type of content you want to see, you know, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned, and thank you for watching.